The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Power Trading Hour, with your host, David White. Now, the author of The Path of Least Resistance and The Tech Insider, David White.
And welcome all to another excellent new year of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, squeezably soft host, the Koala Bear of Wall Street. Yes, that's my new title, the Koala Bear of TFNN. Just big, huggable, soft, cuddly. Not the wolf of Wall Street, the Koala Bear of Wall Street. But they're unfriendly. Someone says they're unfriendly. I thought that they were very friendly little animals. I used to have a stuffed one, and I thought it was always very friendly. Anyway, we've got a interesting new year showing up. Had a little pressure off a couple of points on the S&P cash. We've got some decent volume to start the new year, just turning to 1 billion shares as we start the day. And, a little NASDAQ showing a lot more weakness than the rest. Not uncommon. We saw kind of a nice push into the end of December on very, very light volume, especially in the NASDAQ, off 14 points on the NASDAQ as we speak. Seeing some of the other stocks finding a little bit of weakness, but well off the lows. We are in what was probably going to be thought of as the last couple of days of buying for fund buying in the year. The charters of most of these funds give them the last 3 days of the month and the first 2 days of the month. Normally, you will find those extensions the first year go into normally the first 7 days. We're on the 6th day, so we'll see that. But a lot of times, because of light trading volumes and other stuff, we won't find broker-dealers making their way back to Wall Street until this. And hang on just 1 second. My microphone, it's one of those things where it's like one of those stunts that they do on television where the microphone just keeps slowly, and it's still doing it, slowly moving down. And pretty soon I was just about on the floor trying to talk in the mic. But we'll get going on here. But we've got enough time. I think we've got a little bit of buying coming in here that is fun buying. A lot of people took the entire week off last week from Wall Street. They are now coming back and making their decisions now. But we'll get into what's going on. Of course, we like to start off each show with a little bit of history. If you know your history, then you will at least somewhat know your future. In 1933, the New York Stock Exchange began requirement listing companies to have their annual financial statements prepared by an independent auditor and not their brother or sister's cousin, who probably had lots of shares of stock in the company. But it seems kind of almost ludicrous to think that they would be able to audit themselves. And maybe bigger companies, something like that, probably not such a big deal. But it was 1933, and at least one good thing that came out of the huge stock crash. Of course, in financial history, one of the biggest companies in the 1800s to come along was the Morse Company, and Samuel and Morse on this day showed his telegraph system demonstrated for the first time in the Speedwell Ironworks in Morristown, New Jersey. Of course, it became later Western Union, and they delivered their final telegram in late January of 2006. But for most of the part, mid-45, 46, right after the war, a lot of work was done on the phone system in the United States, pretty much putting the death knell of the telegraph system. But what can you say? Two interesting factoids out here, and we'll say it. Gold Dipsy-Do. Well, it was kind of interesting to see gold moving around this morning. Went down very quickly just after, about 9:30 this morning Eastern time. It's up $1.40 now at 12:40 on the G4 contract. But we had it rocket down within minutes, down to about was it 12:34, something like 12:24. Anyway, it rocketed down. And I haven't heard a good explanation so far, but it certainly looks like someone was trying to get something going in gold, either push it up or push it down, and it got neither. Pretty much came back $2 or $3 higher than it was, but there's some games going on here, but we still haven't reached the full volume back into this trading year, and I think we're going to still see some of these kind of air pockets, temporary displacements, but looked to me like someone thought that they could rout the tables on gold, and a few people stepped in and bought it at the lower prices this morning. But you'd still like to see a lot more follow through now that we've gotten above that 1233 level. I actually like the way that at least the GLD tested the low on much lighter volume. The one thing I don't like, and we'll get into it in a bit, is the energy down wasn't that much difference than the last energy up leg, and we'll show that with the power law vector indicator number. But that makes me think we still have maybe one more bounce and pull back to the 1200 level, and at that point I may be a buyer. Right now still kind of 50-50 on which way this is going, and I'm looking for some lower hanging fruit, as it were, on the branches. But silver, and a little over $20, $20.22, pretty much flat for the day. Not much difference than gold. Of course, dollar index off just about 20 cents, $80.76. So as we look at today, it's still interesting, but not a whole lot going on just yet. Consumer Electronics Show is starting on Wednesday. There were normally about 150,000 people that attend it each year. Of course, a big deal in technology. Big problem is the weather, and thousands of flights already canceled into Las Vegas this week, and it doesn't sound like this is going to be handled anytime soon. A lot of people wondering what it's going to mean, especially exhibitors that were supposed to be in here already setting up for their trade show booths. Bigger companies, not such a big deal. Smaller companies, a much bigger deal. They tend to come in last minute, and a lot of those canceled flights, which we're getting a great deal more of today, could throw a wrench into the works, as they used to say. But we'll keep an eye on that. There's a few things that are starting to come out about what's going to be in this one, and so far nothing that really excites me. A lot more wearable smartwatches, stuff like that, and I just don't see the use for them at the moment. A lot of other stuff we've already seen. This may be a bust. If you listen to me discussing it with Tom O'Brien on Friday's show, it just seems rather... I just haven't seen the leaks of really cool stuff yet. Maybe there'll be something that comes out, but so far rather sedated for the Consumer Electronics Show this week. One thing that they are going to be doing is a lot of 3D puffery. I say it, puffery. And we're probably going to see a little bit more of that, although they are down today, and we're going to go through some of those stocks. They look very, very stretched, but I think we've got maybe just a little bit more, because we're probably going to get some kind of news in those stocks throughout this weekend, the Consumer Electronics Show. GoGo, which is the company that got a contract for putting Wi-Fi in the air. They've been in Canada for a while, and actually it just started their service today in Canada. Of course, a lot of the Wi-Fi blow-up for this stock happened, what was that, about November 11th, when everybody found out they were the go-to guys for going in and doing Wi-Fi on Airlines. And looking at this stock, not too bad. I would have liked to have a lot lighter volume when we got back to this level. If you see the 2331 level there, about 4.5 million shares at the end of December. And you would have liked to seen a lot lighter volume, and that's why we're coming back down there one more time. If you're really thinking that there's some kind of big gold rush into Wi-Fi on airlines, this would be interesting. But keep an eye on this. If it gets back to about the $20 level, I'll be watching. Anyway, you can always give us a call at 877-927-6648. That's 877-927-6648. Or you can email me at path, P-A-T-H, at TFNN.com, and I'll try to check those during the break. And if I get enough time, I'll put your thing in. The best way, of course, is to call. Or you can even ask to have me look at one of your stocks if you're in the tiger's den. Other things of interest today. Nassim Taleb, one of my heroes, wrote the book The Black Swan, and it's kind of interesting. He's been attacked by somebody in the media. I'm not going to even bring the guy's name up because I don't think he's that big a deal. But Nassim's taken back to being a Twitter warrior, as they say. His whole deal, if you've never read his books, is that he bets on a very extreme conditions. And, of course, 90% of the time or even more, his trades will not pay off. When they do pay off, the last 10%, most of the time he's looking at 50 to 100 to 1 odds. And, of course, as long as he can continue to make 1 out of 10, he makes fairly decent money, although he'll go 2 or 3 years without making any money. Personally, he's been able to bring up a net worth of about $3.3 billion doing this. The first time he did it was in 1987. And pretty much every time you see either a huge spike up or down in the market, you know he's going to be raking it in. When the markets are flat or they're in a trend, he doesn't make some money so much. Anyway, this so-called reporter yelled at him because he said that the best deal out there was shorting treasuries in 2010, and said, boy, your trade didn't work out. And so he's been after him all weekend long. But you have to understand that there's probably about 1,000 ways to skin a cat in the stock market. And probably his book, maybe he's just mad because no one read, or at least this guy didn't read his book and understand that you can try to make a little money a lot, or you can try to make a lot of money every so often. And I think this reporter just didn't figure it, but he's getting both barrels from Nassim Taleb. We will see you on the other side of the break.
With over 3 decades of trading experience, Andy Hecht brings a tremendous amount of knowledge and expertise to each weekly issue of his newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report. The Technomental Commodity Report gives you Andy's unique technomental analysis of the commodities market, a combination of technicals and fundamental analysis which he has developed and perfected over his many years of trading. The Technomental Commodity Report is only $49 a month, and right now you can get a full month-long trial subscription while paying absolutely nothing. See for yourself the kind of weekly report Andy delivers to his subscribers every Thursday morning. You'll receive specific stock, ETF, and option trades based on Andy's analysis, so no futures account is required. For all the details and to start your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, visit TFNN.com today.
with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different futures contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now, you can receive a 2-week free trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And as we come back and look at a little updated chart of GoGo. Anyway, I'm kind of interested to think just how much money there is in Wi-Fi on airplanes. Thank God most airlines have decided not to allow people to talk on their cell phones on planes. How irritating would that be? How many dead bodies would there be after every flight, too, of listening to what people think is just so interesting that they can't wait to get off the plane to discuss it? It's just these gas bags, especially at Starbucks, that think that you want to listen to their conversation, or at least one half of their conversation. Can't they just sit down there, have a cup of coffee, enjoy the music, go outside, and talk on the phone out there? I don't know. I think we become just such huge narcissists in our life these days. But what can you say? Anyway, we're going to go through some of the stocks that are moving today, and we'll take a quick look at them. We had some news from H.H. Gregg. They're kind of a Best Buy-like company, and it seemed to kind of move over into a Best Buy, so we're looking at them today. But one of the companies that's down on larger volume, really you want to look at this having less than 9.7 million shares, or even 11.5 million shares if you're really conservative. That's going back to the gap up day of October 10th. 11.5 million shares. So we got 7.5 now. It's with an hour and a half late. You're going to get in here with at least some decent volume. I'm going to say at least 10 million shares. So it doesn't look like Best Buy has been it. And two, is this the Christmas where everybody came and bought big screens and tablets, and now it's more of a commodity marketplace? Being around technology forever, I can remember when electronic companies, at least retailers, made a lot of money when cassettes were coming out, and when CDs were coming out, and then big screen television, projection televisions were coming out, and they'd sell a bunch always around the Super Bowl time frame, and then DVDs and DVD players, and then Blu-ray players and flat screen televisions. There's been something every 3 or 4 years, but it tends to look more like a heartbeat over time than it looks like a nice gradual upswing for retailers. Of course, they've been very heavy in having the store within a store mentality. If you've been in a Best Buy, you've seen them absolutely pushing the living daylights out of Microsoft products. I suspect there is what is known in the retail level as a SPIF, Special Incentive for Sales. And SPIFs can be rather large. I don't know anything specifically, and I talked to a few of the salespeople at Best Buy. They were very closed-lipped about it, but I would imagine that they may get upwards of $50 per unit sold, and they're probably getting SPIFs on some of the Samsung, and I don't know if they're getting any on the Apple products at all, but certainly looks like there are some highly motivated salespeople pushing very specific products. Other than that, I'm wondering exactly how much business Best Buy did do, but seeing some weakness on that H.H. Gregg news that we've seen out here. BSX, one of those upgraded stocks, gapped up today, a little lower than the open out here today, but you needed about 13 million shares to break out. You really needed 34 million shares, which is the August 1st high out here. This thing has really not hit that high anymore. I'm going to say that we don't have 13 million shares by now. Means that at best, we're probably trying to find some kind of high. Seen a lot of weakness in the biopharma stocks up here at these levels. Celgene is another one of these stocks. It rolled over today. And I think maybe we would have seen the same thing in BSX if we hadn't. But let's see, what did Celgene have to say? It was downgraded on the other side, but certainly it had tried to get up into its previous high of December 9th. Celgene is CELG, for those just listening and not viewing on the wonderful Tiger TV. But we'll be back in a minute. Anyway, up here, tried to test it with half the volume, rolled over pretty hard today. We'll be back in a minute. Give me a call, email me, post it in the den. We'll be back in a minute.
2014 has arrived, and Tom O'Brien has put together a special webinar for subscribers to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. That will be taking place the evening of Tuesday, January 7th from 6:30 till 7:30 p.m. All you have to do to attend this live event, which will be archived, is to be a subscriber to Tom's daily trading newsletter on the day of the webinar. Tom will be breaking down the three most important sectors that will shape the markets in 2014, the S&P, bonds, and real estate. Tom will provide his subscribers with a technical and fundamental take on these three sectors and how they can shape the entire market outlook for the upcoming year. For a limited time, we're extending a free trial to Tom's daily newsletter to a full 30 days. And even if you had the free trial previously, you're welcome to sign up and take advantage of this special offer, only good till January the 7th. Don't let another year pass you by. Sign up for your 30-day trial to Market Insights today and gain access to this exciting live webinar with Tom O'Brien. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today. No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And as we come back, interesting day out here, getting everything fired back up. And I think, we've had our first, I guess, is Colorado really the first to legalize marijuana? I guess everybody's selling it in California's medical marijuana, but I guess it doesn't really matter at all in Colorado now. Well, I can only think of one thing, and that's...
Dave's not here!
That's it. Dave's not here, dude. Up in smoke. Cheech and Chong probably going to come back a little bit, I have a feeling. But going to be, what can you say? Another downgrade out here, downgrades and upgrades galore. What we're looking at is First Solar. It was down a little stronger this morning. It's repaired some of the damage. A lot of the guys, especially on the infotainment cable stations, have been pushing First Solar. So a lot of these other solar stocks fairly strongly. These stocks only are in business because of subsidies by various states. Basically, most of these, at least in the United States, only doing business in certain states that are really promoting it because, of course, it's economically unviable at this present time. Did have a downgrade on First Solar today. Like I said, it was down $3 or $4 or whatever earlier today. Well, Actually, it is today, isn't it? Hang on just one second. Got to look at this again here. Huh. Yeah, I have to figure out what's wrong. Anyway, it is, what is the, let's get the quote on that today here. I think I've got all of the ones for today. Where's today? It's not in here. Boy, I'm having issues. There we go. Let's redo that. There it is today. So let's take a look at it today. First Solar, $51.36, off $5.38 today. But we'll have to see how that's coming back. But basically, we're talking about this being at the bottom of the last major gap up. It is filling it, and what do we have for volume out here today? 9.5 million shares, and that compares to that gap up of 28 million shares. So, yeah, maybe they're not so far off in that we're going to see this level at about $50 tested. And if you get and continue to have lighter volume, actually it's going to be lighter than that 28 million share day on the 1st of November. So, yeah, that is going to be it. Other stocks, we did Best Buy. Oh, the one that was pumped today was Solar City. Another one of these companies that I've got something going on here. And I'm not exactly sure what it is. So we'll figure it out here. There we go. I just need to clean out my cache. But Solar City tried to break out today. This is probably going to close below the last couple of highs. This is another one of these pie-in-the-sky companies. They are selling the lease back for solar cells, not really so much in the business themselves, basically system sales. And interestingly enough, 8.4 to the 12 million share previous high that we had back on November 14th. As we look at that, though, you certainly wanted it to close above, even if we end up with a certain 12 million shares. I looked at this one earlier this morning on whether or not I was going to short it. It had 2 days to cover for the short interest, and I suspect we may be putting in the high on this thing here today. So keep an eye on these solar stocks. That may be everything we want, or everything that you wanted to say that it's done. Cirrus, I haven't talked about this in a long time. Of course, XM Cirrus had the 2 licenses for satellite delivery of radio. That's kind of been taken over by the internet. They have gotten together in the holy untrinity of 2 companies that sucketh mucheth. I'm not very good at my old English. Anyway, sucketh mucheth. And Siri is finally having a nice little bounce. Liberty Media has talked to them about a potential buyout, but huge volume today on a stock that's perennially been stuck under this $4 level for some while. What else did we have out here? St. Jude Medical, down a bit. I'm trying to remember what happened on this one. Upgraded to overweight from equal weight at Morgan Stanley, and didn't seem to do it any good. No, still don't have. There we go. St. Jude Medical. Okay, and you really don't have, you wanted something probably in the neighborhood of 6 million shares. Last high was about 1 million shares. So we go back through these that were at the very end. So you're still still have an uptrend intact in this, but we'd like to end up with at least 6.6 million shares to give a good sign. But you don't have any sign of this thing backing off whatsoever. TPX, big loser today. Been watching this thing since it went above the $51.02. Of course, had earnings today. Where is that? It's in here somewhere. Preliminary fourth quarter results from Select Comfort, and of course all these betting companies, MF, RM, and Select Comfort, SCSS. Let's take a quick look at that. Are lower today. But that's ugly, isn't it? That's a tick that's about ready to hit the floor. You needed 8.2. You're probably not getting that. You had 14 million for the last low out here. Boy, this is going to be interesting. This looks like it's probably going to go to 1662, and what kind of volume you get there will be interesting. But a lot of these companies that are very dependent on housing sales, looking like they're falling off fairly quickly, may be expecting higher interest rates and lower house sales coming into the future. Let's see what else we have at Twitter. Of course, the perpetual cult stock, still in an upswing, off a bit today. But when we look at it, another downgrade from Morgan Stanley, downgraded to fair value from CRT Capital. Not a lot much going on out here, but if you draw a line, people that believe in that kind of stuff are still going to see that it is still in an uptrend and hasn't broken that. Not a lot of volume out here yet today either, but certainly I think you can make a nice case this thing is in an ABC down that would take it back around to the $55 level where it might find some support. VRNT, that is signed an agreement to acquire Cana Software for $514 million in cash. Cana provides on-premises and cloud solutions to large enterprises and mid-market organizations. One of these companies that they think that are going to be accretive fairly quickly. Huge volume, huge breakout, and of course, when we look at this on longer time frames, if I can get it, I don't know why my internet is so slow. I mean, this thing is it's doing very well up here. You had quite a run off this last low from about $35, and what do we have here? Is that right? Oh. There we go. Interestingly enough, it's up there. Let's see what we have. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got to say that this is a breakout, even in an uptrend, with a huge sign of strength. So you'd have to look at this thing back down around the $52 level. Other stocks of interest, if we can find it quickly. Pandora, a company that makes no money, has no plans of making any money fairly soon. Announced listener hours during the month of December 2013 were 1.58 billion, increase of 13% year over year. Share total of U.S. radio listening rose to 8.6% from 7.5%. Active listeners increased to 76.2 million worldwide from 67. So they have a huge slice of the pie where no one makes any money. The artists don't make any money. They don't make any money. And the stock is way up here and needs 18 million shares today. What do we have so far? 18 today. So you certainly have a stock that is continuing to move up, as they say in Las Vegas, betting on the come. And let's see what else we have. PCL. Is that right? Yeah, PCL. Barron's had kind of a hit piece on these guys. So let's see if we can't see what happened on this. Just quickly give me a second here. Plum Creek Company, huh? It's hard to say. Yeah, let's take a look and see what they're doing. Plum Creek Company, yeah, off $1.68, off 3.5%, 44.66. and didn't quite get back up to their gap. Play on this would possibly been distorted at 47.5, which it didn't get, and it looks like it would take it back down to this $42.95 level with the last major low. Yeah. Anyway, you can give me a call, 877-927-6648. That's 877-927-6648. And we'd be glad to look at it. Let's see what we have here. See if there's anything else I wanted to look at. Look at GLD here. Okay. GLD. Okay, up 26 cents. Go back to GLD here real quick. And not a lot to say. We're back up into this gap. And you'd like to see some decent volume. What do we have so far? 9 million shares. It's not bad. You have these two big days down here with 15 million shares. Yeah, I'm still thinking we got a 50-50 move back down to these lows. Call me a doubting Thomas. Garmin, let's see what we have on this. Come on. I'm having internet issues here today. There we go. Okay, Garmin. This company's had a nice run, pretty much back from the dead at 33.97 last time we got into this area. What did we see out here today? This thing getting pushed a little bit. I'm thinking this is the last hurrah for Garmin and most of these GPS products. Just with so many of these things built into people's phones already, other than some of the royalties that they are getting from these companies, the question is just how many more devices can they sell? I've seen some of the new products they're selling. They have nothing to do with GPSs. My question is just whether or not those will ever get the kind of market share that we saw with GPSs for fishermen, people that fly, moving maps in cars, a lot of that kind of business. And I think they've been able to cut a lot of expenses out over the last 6 months or a year. The question is whether or not they're going to actually make that up in any real new revenues. And my question is whether or not this thing has pretty much hit the wall. You've tested. It had a nice high with nice volume. It rolled over on October 30th. Tried to get into it on December 9th with 1.2 million shares. Of course, sold off fairly strong down to 43.97 on December 18th. It's been trying to come back up. It certainly looks like it's got its share of sellers. I suspect that what we saw from the June 14th low out here up to this $50 high was a nice push, mostly based on cost cutting, not real revenue growth. And we'll take a look at this over the next few weeks. Be back in a minute.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Have you subscribed to the Gold Report yet? On Wednesday, August 14th and Thursday, August 15th, Tom O'Brien advised his Gold Report subscribers to close out 6 of their 9 open positions, all winning trades ranging from a 10.69% profit to an incredible 48% profit in just one equity. Tom O'Brien brings an incredible wealth of knowledge and experience to the gold market and the equities within the industry. That's almost 12 years since this powerful newsletter first began. And right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Gold Report by visiting TFNN.com. Make sure you're a subscriber as this volatile gold market makes its way back into positive territory after declining all the way from $1,900 to under $1,200 an ounce in only 2 years. Get your 30-day free trial today by visiting TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Just what do you think you're doing, Dave?
Sometimes I just don't know. But anyway, has anybody seen that movie, Her, yet? It's getting a lot of press. I guess I'm going to have to go out and see it. But if you don't know what it's about, it's a guy has I guess a computer that talks like Siri, and he falls in love with it. Yeah, sounds a little twisted, but things could be worse. Anyway, looking at stocks out here, you still have, if you're very quick on the draw, 877-927-6648 can look at it. And anyway, we're looking at Garmin. This thing's making a little doji out here. What else we have? Let's see. I want to pick one that looks very interesting. We're talking about other companies that are in the line of housing. Home improvement and building products is what Masco is in. MAS is the symbol on this. It was very interesting to see how this would do. it's had three highs out here that we want to be looking at. One today, the May 20th, that had 5 million shares. You got into the same high 22s area on September 19th with 6.6 million shares. Still couldn't hold it, rolled right back over, even though it had higher volume than the previous. I'm going to sneeze. Well, I haven't sneezed on the air in a while. Anyway, and then this last one. But not a lot of volume out here today. Tucking its head one more time out here. And just getting a look at a lot of these companies in the housing market, making me kind of start scratching my head over just how some of these things are working. But not uncommon to see a lot in this building community see that it's hit highs. We're talking about pharmaceuticals and biotechs looking like they're kind of gasping for air. We've got another one, MNTA. This one had the July 26th high with 4 million shares at 1808. Tried to go through it on Friday, did close above it, had 513,000 shares, and now 154,000 shares today, making a little hammer out there. So I'd be kind of looking very hard at those biotech indexes and ETFs to see if there's anything more up on that. United Health Group, these things been banging away at these highs. This is the fourth time up in this area, seeing this thing kind of roll over here a little bit, but all around that 4 million share mark. We saw 3.2 though on Friday, and we've got light volume down today, so it isn't picking up any strength. Another one in that housing marketplace is USG. This thing's been banging around the last three times up at this high mid 29 range. We're up against through that already. Very light volume also. USG, when you look at that, May 28th, 4.4 million shares at 29.44. Didn't quite get there with 3 million shares in September 19th. And, of course, we're up here with 2 million shares today. And we've at least tested that top. Looks like we're going to close back below it. So I don't know. We've got a preponderance of weakness in biotech pharmaceuticals and in housing. And a lot of these just kind of knocking at the door of higher highs. YY, if we get here. One that looks like it could find its high out here is YY. Oh, we're out of time. I'm sorry. Don't have any more time. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. And remember, to sell when you can, not when you have to.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.